Yeah, but I can't get it. You want to page up.
How are you? Oh, wow. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
Good evening and welcome to the Montgomery City Council regular meeting for April 14th, 2026 at 6 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and we have a quorum, Ms. Bevan. With that, I'd like to ask everybody to remind you to turn off your phones so that we are not interrupted during this city business meeting. Put it on silent or vibrate, that would be preferable. All right, with that, I'd like to ask Stan Donaldson to give the invocation. If you please stand.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening, Father. We ask you, Father, that we put our personal feelings and our personal agendas aside, Father, and do what's right, just, and fair for the citizens of Montgomery. I thank you, Lord, that we act with integrity, Father, and do what's right in their sight. And Lord, I just pray that you watch over our soldiers and armed forces, Father, as they're in harm's way over in the Middle East. We thank you, Father, you watch over them, guide them, Father, and help them in every way. And we ask all of these things in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. All right. Now the United States flag, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas,
one state under God, one and indivisible. First up is citizens' comments. Item number 4, we have several. So I'll call you in order as received. If you would please approach the podium, state your name and your address for the record. That would be most appreciated. First up is Matthew and Emily J. And you requested to speak on agenda items number 8 and 10. Would you like to speak now, or would you like to wait for them to come up?
I will wait until they come up.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you. All right, next up is number 2 is Terry Gilmore. And she's going to discuss her front yard. Terry, if you want to come forward, please. Sure. Thank you, ma'am. State your name and your address.
My name is Terry Gilmore. I live at 123 Anne Springs Lane. My concern is we originally had a water problem. The water from one side of the road would always come into mine and form trenches. So I was probably one of those that instigated having a ditch. Really thought that would solve my problem. However, now that we have the ditch, I don't only have a water problem, but I have a safety problem in my yard. And I really feel that if one of these children or an elder adult like myself, I can't get in my ditch because I can't get out because it's this deep. And it's narrow. The grass won't stay up on the side because it's so steep. It's just falling down. They didn't put any staples in it, so it completely falls out. My water sprinkler's falling out. But the worst thing is, where the sidewalk is, the water washed the dirt away. So now it's corroding. And I had one of the neighbors come, put up a sign with some pink flags, put a board there to keep anybody from walking off. They came out yesterday, dug a little bit out of the ditch across the street from my house, put it there, took all the flags out. So now you let a little 5-year-old child ride their bike, because we only have sidewalks on one side, that's my side, and they go off, somebody's gonna get a broken arm or a broken leg, because it is a safety hazard. So I have a problem with that, because it's also ugly, very ugly. And I don't know how much the city owns of that ditch. I mean, how much can they take of your yard? I've got this much before you get into my flower bed. I don't know how much thing in the flower bed. You can't get in it. The ditch is 46 inches wide and about 36 inches deep. And that's my complaint.
So as you know, we don't do dialogue. However, Mr. Walker and Mike, can we work on?
We are still working through that. I mean, it's a known problem, and we did address the ditch as much as we could. Of course, easement is a problem. There's not a lot of room there without going into your yards. But with the engineers, we're trying to put together what it is. We tried to do that part to start with, and we'll see what we can come up with to.
The water still comes across. I have memories of the last rain. It's so low on this side that it just spills right over.
There's really not a easy fix for any of it. We've shot the grades and we're looking at it, and with the engineer group, WGA, we're looking at what the options are.
If we could just fix that before someone gets hurt, that's the main thing. Because I have kids riding those little powered scooters, and if they go off, someone's gonna get hurt. So I wanna be on record that I have warned y'all that someone is going to get hurt. And somebody needs to put those caution signs back up. At least that keeps people from, letting their kids maybe, or a dog or whatever. So I appreciate your time,
and as you can see, we've continued to come back out. We're trying to. We knew this wasn't, fix everything. The amount of water, the way the flow is, there's many problems there. It's
right.
Not something new that you're experiencing.
I've been there for 11 years, and it's not that problem, but this is worse.
Potentially with easements, we don't know, but we'll continue to communicate with you guys. We still are looking into what we can do. This was a temporary to try to keep it from going down your driveway, if you will. But yes, we are still looking at it.
Yeah, well, let's just try and make it safe for the kids. That's the most important thing at this point. So I'm gonna put those signs back up, so maybe some child won't go off the road. We have joggers that jog at night, and you walk your dog down there, don't come on the sidewalk, because it's not dangerous, it's dangerous.
Are those your signs, Ms. Gilmore, or are those the city signs, the caution signs? Or do we need to?
There were ours,
Okay.
but Randy came and put them up for me, and yeah.
Okay.
Mike should be able to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Number 3, Julie Dennison, please come forward and regarding the ditch.
Yes. Terry covered most of it. I'm Julie Dennison, 114 Anna Springs. When they started digging this ditch, I didn't realize they were putting a canyon in it. It's awful. Terry stood in there the other day. I was with her to help her get in and out. The water it's almost to her waist. That's how deep that ditch is. Our joke is, if we die, roll us in the ditch and call it back. It's that bad. Hey. We take
Deep.
pride.
So this is deep.
Well,
Oh, yeah. It's like, yeah.
we take pride in our yards. All of us around there take care of our yards. We're picky about them. We spent several $1,000s on a riding lawnmower. Don loves to ride and mow the grass. Can't do anything with the ditch anymore. We're mature. He can't get down there with a weed eater. It's city easement. Are y'all gonna mow the grass? Yes?
It is an option.
Yeah, because we can't do it. And why should we have to pay for it to mow that ditch? I was gonna talk about the safety hazards over at Terry's house with that drop off. Someone's going to get hurt, it's gonna be bad. And then I assume the city will be responsible for that when it happens. I want to invite all of you over to Anna Springs. Come down, park your car, get out, stand on the driveways and look down and see what we're dealing with. Because, you know, how are you going to fix this problem? What are you going to do? Why were they allowed to dig so deep? You know, we had drainage. It didn't have to be that deep. I don't know. It's a mess. It's an eyesore, and it's a problem. I think it's probably taking some value away from our homes, actually. If I was coming and looking at the house and saw that ditch, I'd move on.
Did we do it, or did we have a third party do it?
It was a third party.
But they just took it down to the grade where the.
We went to the grade where the drainage is. I mean, I don't know that there's any other choice without redesigning the entire thing. There's probably not a simple fix for it.
I don't think anything's going to be simple, but I mean, at least we could mow our ditch. You can't do nothing now. You can't get down in it. If you try to get down in it, which we haven't, that grass will slide off. It's come off the top, and so now we've got dirt on the top. They put it up once. I've seen them come out twice in water, but it's dangerous. It's bad. So I'd like to have something done with it. I mean, it would have been nice to have a culvert all the way down or something, instead of having that we got and cover it up, where we can mow it and look on it. Because like I said, I think it's hurt our value. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Ms.
Y'all come over and look.
I have. I've seen. Thank you. Item number 4, Mr. TJ Wilkerson, please.
Good evening, council, mayor, city administrative team. I'm here about 712, I think, 1087 that I live, and I just want to thank the mayor and Sheriff Fox and Sister Langdon and the chief for coming out to our community meeting last night, and I'm here to invite everybody out on April the 22nd, next Wednesday at 9 o'clock. We are unveiling, we got a state historical marker from the state of Texas, honoring one of the state representatives that was right after the Civil War. His name is Jake Olstein Dupree. He represented Montgomery County and Harris County, and they dedicated one of the markers to some of the first black state representatives during Reconstruction from 1865 to 1873. And just so happened, the guy came out of this area because the church down in Mount Sinai started out of the Dupree building. And we're going to have a ceremony unveiling the thing. One thing about our cemetery is one of the few around that's going to have 3 historical markers in it. And that's going to be exciting, and then we're working on the 4th one, so we're looking forward to that. And while I'm talking about the cemetery, I would ask one of the council members, city administrators, step forward and help with us in getting water in that cemetery. We've been working on that since 22, and it seems like it's dormant, and we're trying to get it there. We want to make the place a beautiful place that people can be proud of. You know, I hear people, and I always tell people that when you come to Montgomery, the only place to go after you leave Montgomery is heaven, and people die and get there. So we just really help us get the water down here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkerson. Always good information. All right. Next item on the agenda is your consent agenda. Item number 5, consideration and possible action on the City Council workshop meeting minutes of March 23rd, 2026. Item number 6, consideration and possible action on the City Council meeting minutes of March 24th, 2026, which the corrected minutes are here in your in front of you, Council. And number 7, consideration and possible action on a resolution of the City Council of the City of Montgomery, Texas, to repeal resolution number 202541, and the corrected attachment to that is also in front of you, Council. We can take these cumulatively or individually. What is your pleasure?
Individually?
Yes, sir.
We'll carve out number 7.
Okay. So are you wanting to go ahead and approve 5 and 6 together?
Yes.
Okay. Is that a motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Mr. Donaldson that we take numbers item 5 and 6 together, seconded by Mr. Glazier. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of taking items 5 and 6 cumulatively, say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries, and we accept item number 5 and 6 on the consent agenda. Item number 7, consideration and possible action on a resolution of the City Council of the City of Montgomery, Texas, to repeal resolution number 202541.
See what his question.
I've mentioned this before. Again, I want to state it publicly. I don't agree with anything that has to do with taking away the citizens' right to know what's going on in government. Our government is a public entity, and the citizens have every right to be able to get online and find out what our council is doing and find out why they're doing it. This resolution will take away your ability to do that with any kind of ease. You know, I consider what we do in this council meeting to be part of the history of this city. And it's hard to look at a consent agenda and be able to tell what exactly is behind it without digging into the specifics of that agenda item. And also, this came up because some company was supposedly somebody took an invoice that we had publicized on our website, and they took it and committed fraud with the company by issuing a similar invoice. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I don't think it's a city's responsibility to take care of other companies' mishaps. You know, I can't help it if they don't have their cybersecurity in place, or they don't have their accounting department, their accounts payroll department be able to catch a duplicate invoice. That's not our problem, and I don't think it's our problem to solve. And this is what we're trying to do, is help somebody else, but at the same time, it's costing us communication with the city citizens. And you know, I just don't think it's right to make it more difficult for the people to find out what we're doing. You know, we talk about transparency and accountability, and this is not it. This is going to take away the ease it is to go online and find out what we're doing. And that's my main complaint with it, and I'm going to vote against it.
This is actually reversing that.
Yeah, let me explain this to Stan, because I
Go
think
ahead.
he's extremely confused. So Stan, we passed that resolution that you're talking about, and that is the resolution 202541. This is to reverse that resolution and create a public packet. So everything that you would like to happen, you need to vote yes, because that will happen.
Oh,
We're putting it back. We're only taking out the data that is questionable, like account numbers and all the stuff that they were stealing, but the general information is still gonna be there for the public. It's a public packet minus the questionable thing, not questionable, that's not the right word.
Sensitive data.
Sensitive data, there's a better word, yes. So
And it
this
did
is what we're
come from
doing.
us. It wasn't the companies that did it. It was somebody that came into our packet. And
They were stealing the
It's our
data that we were
invoice. It's our
putting out there is what was happening.
So we were putting out information that, hey, this company is doing business with the city, here's all their information, da-da-da-da-da. People were grabbing that up from what we were exposing them to, so.
Yeah.
we're correcting that.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, so we originally removed it
So,
until
Well,
they
here's the
didn't like
until
it
they came up with a
passing.
solution on
As
how to block it.
As council though, we ought to be.
Well, I agree with
favor that
Stan.
stance.
1,000%. But this is a repealing it though. Yeah, this is not supporting doing that.
I missed it, I'm sorry.
You're good, because we agree with you. You're saying.
We've updated our software, and now it allows us to cleanly pull out the data that is sensitive and still have a public-facing packet that doesn't have that information that we don't want to give out. We don't want to give, you know, vendors' names, address, account numbers of our own, our checking numbers, you know, all those things that used to be in there. That's what this is. This is still gonna
So the
be.
public-facing.
I changed my vote.
We haven't actually,
I have the opportunity to change.
but we'll let you make the motion if you'd like.
I make a motion that we pass agenda item number 7 that I previously didn't want to pass.
Motion by Mr. Donaldson that we approve.
Back on track with everybody else. I'm in agreement.
Approve item number 7.
I second that.
Seconded by Mr. Glazer, Ms. Fox. All those in favor of accepting item number 7 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and the Donaldson number 7 is done. All right. Public hearing. The City Council will receive comments from the public on the below listed items. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each. Persons wishing to speak during the public hearing portion of the meeting must sign in to participate prior to the meeting being called to order. Item number 8, convene the public hearing on a request for a special use permit to establish a new coffee shop at 15325 Summit Park Drive, Suite 109. It is 6:20 and we will head into a public hearing. This time, Mr. Matthew and Emily J., would you like to come forward?
Good evening. I'm Matthew J., and this is my wife Emily J. We're the owners of Crossroads Coffee, and we've made this petition for a special use permit to be awarded to us for Suite 109 at 15325 Summit Park. What we're trying to do is bring a new craft coffee shop into the industrial park area. And the entire area is exploding, growing, and it's only going to continue to do so, with probably another, in my estimate, 800 homes coming in within about a mile and a half in every direction. So this business will bring in lots of revenue. It's also going to help attract further businesses to fill out those void and empty office suites that we see in the industrial district. With that in mind, we applied for a 10-year permit, is what we're asking for. And the reason why we're going for so long is because we're building out a restaurant, a coffee shop. And the investment to actually bring that into fruition is about $500,000. We're not putting in a consulting firm or a retail shop. You know, we're actually having to make irreversible, permanent changes to the building. It's always going to be a coffee shop after it's built out. That's never going to change. The operator may change, but it will always be a coffee shop. And it's capital heavy, as all coffee shops are, to bring that to fruition. And so we are working through a small business administration loan. It's a 10-year loan, and we need the permit to match the duration of the loan. And we have an option to bring this lease of ours out to 15 years in total duration. So we're coming, and we plan to be here in the area for quite a long time, and happy to do so.
Great news. Good deal. What brought you to Montgomery?
Actually, for the growth. So we came here ahead of this to position ourselves for both the coffee shop and future ministry activities. So we're also wanting to plant a church in the area as well. So that's part of our vision for the City of Montgomery.
Lovely. Awesome.
I remember, what was your hours going to be? I was looking through yours and I remember them as if they were longer than normal.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, coffee shop is not, a accounting firm or something like that where you only see 9 to 5 kind of hours. So we're wanting to have the flexibility of being able to operate from, say, 6 a.m. to all the way up to maybe 8 p.m. in the evening. And that's, we may not always utilize all those hours, but from what we're initially planning, we're realistically probably going to operate 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. with occasional, a few times a month, activities up to 8 p.m., as far as closing time, live music and such.
And you are aware that this does not include a drive-through, this permit request?
Yes, that's correct. That was never our vision. The building doesn't suit it.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Very good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Montgomery.
Appreciate it.
Make a motion to.
No. Nope. This
Oh, wait,
is
we're
just
doing the hearing. That's right.
public hearing.
I apologize.
Is there anybody else? Okay, with that, it is 6:24. We will close this public hearing. Number 9 on your agenda. Convening a public hearing on request for a special use permit to establish a new nail salon at 15325 Summit Park Drive, Suite 106. It is 6:24. We will convene into public hearing. No one is here to speak? Go ahead, come on.
Sorry, it's my first time doing
You're
this.
okay.
My name is Fabian, and this is my wife, Nikki. She's gonna be the operator of the nail salon. She's been doing this for quite a while, for like 12 years. So she's been working out of a smaller space, and we've been saving money to grow, and finally this opportunity came to our table to rent the space here in Montgomery. And we have to apply for a special use permit just like Matthew, because we're gonna be basically neighbors. So.
Are you down there on Peel Road?
Yes.
You're very famous. Okay, I know who you are.
So yes, so we hopefully we can, get this going. And that's the real sale.
Great, thank you so much for being here, we appreciate it. Anyone else? Are you going to speak?
Well, I'm their engineer. I'm here to answer any technical questions.
Okay, wonderful. Is there anyone else? It is 6:25 and we will close this public hearing. Regular agenda. Item number 10 on your agenda. Consideration of possible action regarding request for a special use permit by Matthew and Emily J. in partnership with Strech Construction Group to establish a new coffee shop at 15325 Summit Park Drive, Suite 109. Ms. Tilly?
Good evening, Mayor, council members. So this is for the new coffee shop at 15325 Summit Park Drive, Suite 109. It was originally 2 suites, but it is now just 1 suite. This property is located in the industrial district. If you look on the industrial district table of uses, a coffee shop is not listed as a permitted use. It's actually first permitted in the B commercial district. So what the special use permit allows is for the Planning and Zoning Commission, City Council to take a look at this and see if you can permit by special use this type of operation. There are listed a few conditions that the Planning and Zoning Commission were recommending. If you want to modify any of them, there's hours of operation, the term of the special use permit, they're all listed on there. If you want to modify any of them, you definitely can modify them, but that's the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission. One specific note, if you look at the letter from the Planning and Zoning Commission, the vote did come in 3-1. The one that objected to this or said no to it was Commission Member Walker, and her issue was the 5-year as opposed to 10-year special use permit.
Meaning she wanted 5 years, not 10?
Yes, she requested 5 years.
Was there a reason for that?
The reason was that she'd like to still be able to get the opportunity to reevaluate after 5 years.
But it was a pass.
It was passed, yes.
Quick question for you, Tilly. Do we have other commercial B in that area?
Other commercial uses
Yeah.
in that industrial district?
No,
Yes.
in the industrial district
In
we
the
do?
industrial district, there are other commercial uses in the industrial district at this time.
And they went through the same process we're doing now?
No,
They were
they did
done
not.
long before.
Yeah.
The other question is, so we have commercial property though, is my, right, in the area?
We do have commercial property. I'm trying to think of what might be vacant as in commercial, because I think they're all occupied. Right across the street on 1097, you have the gas station, the donuts, the liquor shop.
It's all occupied. So I guess what I'm trying to get at here is what I want to avoid is someone using industrial property to get around the taxes and stuff that come with commercial property. So, yeah, we don't want to use the government to give someone unfair advantage. So if there is available commercial property, then we need to make sure we've looked at that. But other than that, I don't have any.
Well, is there a tax burden and or loss for the city? If that's the case, can it be rezoned part of that industrial area to be commercial? If it's one building, if that's what we need to look at, or are they taking advantage, as you say, on the cost breakdown?
Commercial property is taxed differently than industrial, agricultural, or residential, right? They all have their own tax rate. So, yeah, I just want to make sure that we're not allowed.
Because now we have two businesses doing that.
But they're generating tax revenue too.
Yeah,
where
I'm not concerned so
sometimes,
much
yeah.
about
If I
tax revenue as
might
I'm more
jump
concerned
in,
about-
there would not be a difference in the tax rates. If anything, it would be how the appraisal district assesses them, but they ought to assess.
Which is ultimately a gigantic difference in tax rate, right?
Well, they should do the assessment based on the actual use, not the zoning designation. So if the property is being used as commercial, the assessment should be done as commercial.
Okay.
Now, I can't,
Okay, you say should.
I'm comfortable with that.
I can't guarantee
Should.
You know.
what they do, but that's how they should do it.
Don't we get that report once a year from the Summit Business Park?
We do. Well, we do,
Mary Ann?
but don't we, isn't that expired? Is that expired yet? No, okay.
No, we get that report.
Yeah, we get the report on the tax.
And it,
They get a portion.
I thought it went by the types of business.
So this particular property is part of Summit Park, which is PID 1. So it is, I have not looked at that before this meeting, but this property is a part of the PID, so I'm not sure what the implication of that would be. But yes, we do have somebody that comes from Coast Roads and will talk to you about that. So I don't know, I don't know what this impact would be, if any.
True.
I think it's good for the city, both of them.
No, I think the growth is great. Like I said, I just don't
Yeah.
want an unfair advantage to someone who's trying to invest in commercial property. I go across the street by industrial for less.
So are we deciding tonight if we're gonna pass the special use permit?
Yes.
Or are we gonna change the table that says what the use is gonna be?
No,
This is for the permit.
this is
So
accepting
every
the
time
permit.
somebody wants to rent from that space that's not on the table, they need a special use permit.
If it's not within the industrial list, yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So keep in mind, you asked the question about rezoning. We have very few industrial properties in the city. By changing it to commercial,
And my thinking wouldn't be the whole thing, I just don't know what part of this industrial area, is it just one building will be tied to commercial where the rest could stay? And again, I'm just basing it off what my partner here is saying, just something to consider. I'm all for the businesses, I would love, great to see it, they have a great 10-year plan, they want to be here for a long time, that's fantastic. I just bringing up, for that zoning, it's just so the city's not taken advantage of, like you said.
All good?
All right, thank you.
I'll make a motion to accept the request for a special use permit by Matthew and Emily J. as presented.
A motion by Ms. Langley that we accept the request for a special use permit by Matthew and Emily J. as presented. Seconded by Ms. Fox. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. It is open for discussion. All those in favor of accepting the request for a special use permit by Matthew and Emily J., say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. And we will accept the request for a special use permit by Matthew and Emily J. as requested. Thank you very much. Item number 11, consideration and possible action regarding request for a special use permit by Nikki LLC to establish a new nail salon at 15325 Summit Park Drive, Suite 106. Ms. Tilly.
So this location is in the same building, similar change. It's a commercial use. in an industrial zoning district, and again, the nail salon is not listed in that industrial table. It's listed, first listed in the commercial table. Again, there's a list of conditions that the Planning and Zoning Commission has recommended for this property, or for this business. You can modify it the way it's written, but otherwise, this did pass recommended approval by all the commission members that were present at that.
And this one's for 5 years, right?
Well, both of them were based on whether there's a change in ownership or change in business operation. This one here did not specifically, well, it did.
Yeah, it does 5 years.
This one here is 5 years. The other one did not specifically say the
No, it says 10.
10 years.
The other one says 10.
It's a 10, and then if there's a business change or business owner change.
Oh, business ownership, yes.
Okay. On the record, same concern. Other than that, make a motion to accept item number 11.
Motion by Mr. Olson that we accept item number 11 as presented.
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Glazier. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of accepting item number 11 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. We'll accept item number 11 as presented. Montgomery. Number 12, consideration of possible action on request for a sign variance of the entry sign for the Legacy Grove development. Ms. Tilly.
Good evening again. This is for the entry sign that you would see for Legacy Grove off of Lone Star Parkway. So as you're traveling, I guess northeast on Lone Star Parkway, you'll see it to your right. And again, Legacy Grove is being constructed by Pointe Homes. Landology applied for this sign variance for Pointe Homes. The total surface area of this sign is 896 square feet. You'll see a picture of that sign. Most of the sign is the actual, I guess, wall, short wall that the actual sign is going to be attached to. The proposed maximum height is 7 feet 10 inches, which is below our maximum requirement for sign height. So what you'll be looking at here is a size variance of the total surface area of 832 square feet. And again, no height variance is needed because they fall below our 8-foot maximum height requirement. And the reason for this request for the size of the sign is its distance from Lone Star Parkway, and then the elevation also onto Lone Star Parkway. It would be easier to see with people passing by Lone Star Parkway is from 45 miles an hour up to 50 miles an hour. Sometimes it helps to have that large signage there. And hopefully
So this is different than we had already approved one before.
not for Legacy Grove.
Tri Point, sorry.
Tri
I was thinking like, yeah.
No, we did the Briarley one.
No, we did the one on Lone Star Parkway, the Taylor one. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But it's a good looking sign. It's pretty.
It's pretty little on this thing. The picture's pretty little.
I'm assuming it has some sort of lights.
Yes, there'll be ground lighting that will light up to it, landscaping. Yes.
Tilly, is it going to look like more of that picture that's colored on?
Page 61, top left corner.
Yes,
Is that a
yes.
white brick or is that like a stucco? What's that material?
More like it?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
It is
It'll have the plants or the trees.
Well, the landscaping might not be exact. At this time, we're still in the review process of the landscaping. But yes, it will have landscaping.
And is that the actual rendering or just something similar? Is this what they plan on doing, or are they just doing this for size to show us an example?
Just to show the size, the location, This isn't exact, when you look at the plans, it's more exact, you see that it's more wavy, and then it looks like it's, well, that's on the other side, that's 2 tiers. This will be 1 tier, and it's more curving around. I'm sorry, I don't have my page numbers on the front right here.
What about the structure that's on the other side of the street? It doesn't have their name on it.
Right, it doesn't have a name on it, so it's not considered a sign. It just has a picture of some pine trees on it. I guess it's their logo, their brand.
So what if they decide to put their name on it? What do we do?
Well, then we would call it a sign, then we'll have to review it. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Make a motion to accept item number 12 as presented.
Motion by Mr. Olson that we accept item number 12 as presented.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Langley. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of accept item number 12 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we'll accept item number 12 as presented. 13 on your agenda has been pulled. Item number 14, consideration and possible action on the partial replat number 1 for Redbird Meadows, more recently known as Briarley, Section 3, Development number 2006.
Good evening. Starting on page 70 of your packets, you'll see a copy of the letter from us, followed by the replat. So in short, what this is, between sections of Briarley, they have added in, they're re-establishing some lot lines. And so they're adding about 2,300 square feet to 2 lots in total. So 2,300 square feet to one, 800 square feet to another, in one of the sections.
I know. I was told that it was pulled by city administration.
Can we require, before we move on, can we request a read? Brent?
Excuse me.
Item number 13. You said it's pulled?
Yes, we're still in legal discussions on their development agreement that they're working on. So it doesn't really make sense to go into payment plans for that until we get those cleared up. We had a meeting the other day about this. So.
Thank you.
I mean, you're welcome to have any discussion with them you'd like to, but it's a little hard to go into a payment plan discussion without getting the development agreement cleared up.
So, we voted on it, though.
Yes. You're welcome to talk to Jack if you would like to.
We're here.
So, I mean, do we want to go back to 13, or what do we want to do? Because we have to have some time.
Well, there's a discussion of an agenda item right here, so that's all the reason I need to.
Oh, I understand, but I was told it was pulled prior to the meeting, so that's what I did.
Yeah. So I guess I'm confused. We can bring it back once, I guess, the legal is done with it, but I'm confused why there's legal adjustments.
So there's 2 issues going on. I mean, there's one, a discussion over the extent of the road work that is anticipated by the development agreement. It doesn't seem to be all clear. So that's the issue that we're talking about, aside from this item. This item is separate, regardless of what that dollar amount is. I think they are asking that there be some sort of payment plan as to how they fund that dollar amount.
Do you want to talk, can I talk about it a little bit, or?
Well,
It's up to them.
So, hold on, I was told to pull it, we don't have it on here. We do have it on here, but I was told to pull it. Council, do we go back, or?
It's discussion only, so there's no.
That's true.
Okay, so
There's
then.
There's no, I have no objection to council hearing from them and talking about it. You know, I think the staff's thought was that since we haven't reached an agreement on the exact dollar amount, then perhaps it's a little premature to talk about how to fund that. But they are, in a way, 2 separate issues.
So, yeah, there's, I guess the issue that I have is we voted on the development agreement, which is what we agreed to, any variance from that is null and void. So,
Which we agree with, and if you remember, so we're, I think.
So time, yes. Let me go ahead and, hold on, check, let me go ahead and start this off, and then we'll go forward, okay? So instead of going to 14, we're gonna go back up to item number 13 on your agenda. Discussion on BCS Capital Payment Installment and Funding Plan for the Utility and Roadway Project, Development number 2415. All right, now we are officially on the record for this. All right.
We can
So,
talk through that, that's just more of like a dotting i's and crossing t's on the logistics case of how the money flows based on timing, so.
Yeah, originally, we're just trying to get out there that, you know, we try to pursue a monthly payment plan for the roadway and the utility improvements, and we're proposing doing a 50% upfront and then at 50% completion, funding the rest.
what does the development agreement say?
The development agreement says when the bid is awarded, when the bid is awarded, so whenever that might be for both projects, I believe it's late May.
Yeah, so the way that the development agreement is written, like the rest of them, is when the project is publicly bid, you will award the project with their concurrence, they will put up the funds plus a contingency, and then that is what the city pulls from to pay the contractor monthly.
Right.
That's how the agreement's currently written.
yeah.
And so we're trying to deviate that and go to payment plan?
We're just trying to split that into two separate payments rather than all upfront, correct?
Our development agreement says it is one payment up front.
That's really less important, I mean, at the end of the day, that helps us, but, I mean, we're not sitting here,
This was
we're
more
talking
of
a couple months.
Correct, this is more of a
So, and I get that, but if we have an agreement in place, like, we say, okay, we'll go ahead and go with the payment plan. We have other development agreements that if we hold them feet to the fire too.
Right.
And so if we don't, that's why we have an agreement. If we have an agreement, this is how we're gonna act and do, then that's what
Well,
we do.
speaking of that, 'cause it's kind of a global discussion, our attorneys having to get involved on what has been very clear. And Casey, you remember, because when we met, you were pushing back because you're like, we should have pushed to fund the C.B. Stewart section in front of the church.
Yeah, but you chose not to, so we chose and voted on this section from 105.
Right, but now they're trying to come back saying we gotta do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, that's a retread, it's very clear in the docs. So that's why
That's the problem that's occurring. We're fine with what we agreed to. It's just additional scope is being put on us right now.
I believe
If we-
there is a contingency there.
If we want to get into this discussion tonight, we can. So that's why kind of we were made aware that there is a discrepancy in their opinions on the scope of the roadway project. So we had a call yesterday. It was very clear that we are on very different sides of it. And so the call ended yesterday with a request for time for the city attorneys to review. And we have a regroup meeting on Monday to talk about the terms of development. In general, because again, I don't want to go too far off of what's on the agenda, the roadway portion of this project, there was a statement in there that the final scope was based on the findings of the geotechnical analysis and traffic impact analysis. And so that was completed, it came back to y'all into BCS in December, said here is a summary of how we got here, here's how the scopes have changed from phase 1 that didn't include the 6 acres to the entirety of the project and all of it with a revised scope and fee and estimated cost. And so that included, it took away any roundabout improvements or kind of abnormal intersection improvements. It was concrete from where Home Depot ends to just north of C.B. Stewart, and concrete of all of C.B. Stewart from 105 to Buffalo Springs. That was what was in that packet, that cost center. So that is where the disagreement is. Even though that was what was presented and approved by council, provided to BCS, that's what the deposit was based on that they made for the roadway improvements. There is now a disagreement that anything north of C.B. Stewart is included. So where it left off was attorneys are taking a chance to review both the 380 and the development agreement for us to regroup on Monday and then come back to council once the attorneys have had a chance to review.
because there's email receipts going back. I mean, when we went back to it, it was gonna be a $5.2 million number if we were going to pave the north side. You remember this spacing?
5.8.
I mean, that was like the big business item. So we're frustrated is it's like, guys, this was a massive business point to make the deal work. And how are we going back and trying to retrade this? You know, I mean,
How much can we talk about that beyond the payment plan?
Well, that, you really can't talk about that issue. They're two different issues.
So I don't disagree. We need to figure that out if we can.
yeah, that's fine. We'll talk about it. But that's why I wanted to come tonight, is just to like look at everybody that we cut the deal with and say,
Absolutely.
yeah, all right, cool.
But to be clear, regardless of how that turns out, are you still asking for a payment plan?
Look, we will give it away with the payment plan. We're good. The timing's becoming such for the payment plan.
It was more of an issue when it was in April.
When there was a major delay and when things were gonna be awarded, we could actually start construction. We're like, hey, let's look at this practically. We don't want money just sitting there burning, doing nothing for everybody. So we're now at a close point now. Keep going, we're ready.
All right.
Very good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Item 14, consideration and possible action on the partial replat #1 for Redbird Meadows, more recently known as Briarley, Section 3, Development 2006.
All right. I will restart, so I don't remember where I left off on that.
Yes, please do.
So, council previously approved Section 3 Redbird Meadows, now Briarley, and for those lots. Since then, as they've been continuing their land planning, they found some additional square footage they want to put into those lots and take away from the detention pond. So it's putting about 2,800 square feet in one lot, 800 square feet to another. It increases the size of those backyards. So if you look on page, sorry, I lost my sheet. 78
Yeah.
of your packets.
Increase.
Right, taking from a reserve and putting it into the ponds. They had kind of an odd job to straighten it out. So if you look on page 78 of your packet, there's a hatched area. That is what's getting added to those lots.
Ah, okay.
So overall, it's not a substantial change, but per rule, it comes back to you. P&Z did review this. They approved it 4-0. There's one vacancy. So we recommend approval of this.
So whoever buys those lots, builds on that, then that becomes their property.
Correct. It'll be, so those lots are still owned by the developer. They have not sold those lots. So they want it to be done obviously before they sell it and do the replat. And so when they sell those homes, that'll be part of the project. They'll buy a set of it.
Oh, that sounds great.
10,000 square foot lot, 10,000 acres.
I make a motion to accept item number 14 as presented.
Motion by Mr. Olson that we accept item 14 as presented.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Donaldson. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for further discussion. All those in favor of accepting item number 14 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries, and we'll accept item number 14 as presented. 15 on your agenda, consideration of possible action authorizing the city administrator to sign the consent to encroachment by and between the City of Montgomery and the developer Tract Pointe Homes Texas, Inc. for the Legacy Grove development number 2409.
So this is related to three items ago regarding the signage. So again, Tri-Point, where they're putting these are in conflict with some easements. It's normal, it happens. So what this does, like you've approved before, is a encroachment and maintenance agreement that allows for the installation of trees, shrubs, ground cover, irrigation, lighting, sidewalks, etc. Within the right-of-way and easements. The cities shall not incur any additional cost for maintaining those improvements, as well as if the city makes any repairs on the owner to remove, replace, etc. Those improvements take place within easement right-of-way. So, pretty straightforward agreement. It's your standard. Again, it takes the additional landscape improvements and puts the onus on the developer for maintaining, operating, etc. If the city has to repair a line, it's not on the city to take care of those.
Good.
Make a motion to accept item number 15 as presented.
Motion by Mr. Olson that we accept item number 15 as presented.
Second.
Second by Mr. Glazer. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of accepting item number 15 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries, and we'll accept item 15 as presented. 16 on your agenda, consideration of possible action on authorizing WGA to complete construction phase services on the demolition of the Town Creek wastewater treatment plant.
Right. In your packet, you see a copy of a memo from us describing the bidding demolition project for the Town Creek wastewater plant. So just in regards to the timing of the plant project, we want, and also the demo, we have a lot more demo contractors than specialized wastewater plant contractors. So bidding out the demolition first is what is in here. The estimated cost for the demo is around $1.1 million, $990,000 to $1.1 million for that cost of the demo work. So what's in your packet is a proposal from us to do the bidding. So what HAP is providing is they're providing all the plans and technical specifications per their contract. We provide the front-end documents and bid form to publicly bid the project. We will then work with the city to advertise that in paper, meet all the required bidding requirements of the state, and then administer the contract. So oversee construction, we have inspectors on site. It also includes materials testing, RFIs, change orders, pay estimates, all of the contract administration that goes with it. As far as timeline goes, once we're authorized, those plans are complete, and we're just waiting on the technical specs. We expect to be having it in the paper in about 2 weeks to have construction starting in June to get the demo going, and that lines up with their finalizing of the construction plans to then bid out the full plant project right after that.
And then once that's bid, and how long do we think it's going to be to rehab?
60 days. So it's about 45 days to prepare the package and do the bids. So advertises for 2 weeks. We have a pre-bid meeting to meet state law. 30 days to do the contracts, and then construction's about 60.
So conceivably before the end of the year?
Oh, for the demo, for sure. So the goal is to have to award, and I'll have it in front of me, to be awarding the wastewater plant project in July. And so the actual construction, so this is finishing up while we're finishing up the contracts for the wastewater plant project, and then moving forward with it. And then if you look on one page behind, you'll see a copy of that demo plan. So it's taking out all the existing equipment, minus the lift station that's obviously still being used. That'll get demoed with the full project. Grading the site so it's ready to go for the wastewater plant contractors to move on and start construction. And this is all funded out of the COs that y'all just closed on.
Out of what?
The COs that y'all just closed on last month, that y'all sold in February.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes, sir.
I'll make a motion to approve as noted.
Motion by Mr. Glazer that we approve item number 16 as presented.
I second.
Who would like to take that?
Either one.
Okay. Seconded by Mr. Olson. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires a majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of accepting item number 16 as presented say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we'll accept item number 16 as presented. 17 on your agenda, consideration and possible action on calling a public hearing on a rezoning request related to the 5.7 acres of a western portion of Rigsby Ben J Tract 46H-3 and all of Rigsby Ben J Tract 39, currently zoned B commercial, to be rezoned I institutional as submitted by SPT Montgomery LLC, development number 2215.
This is the church, correct?
Yes. There's no one here to discuss.
I can introduce it if you want me to. This is the church. So currently, Superior Properties is the development on Lone Star Parkway between the community center and 149. So there's 3 components to the project. There's the multifamily component, which is the westernmost. The middle component, which during feasibility, that was assumed to be more of a mini storage warehouse or development, and then a commercial development along the skinny piece that backs up to Simonton also. So what this is they have since identified and have a church that is looking to develop that middle portion of the property. And so this is the action I have to call a public hearing for that rezoning of the property.
So that actually helps the values of our families.
So with that lighting you're worried about and everything? That will help
Correct,
mitigate
yeah,
that.
that middle tract, so what, the two dead ends of Simonton and Lawson, this is where that tract will dead end. They're still not connecting, that's not changing, access is still off of 149 Lone Star Parkway.
Yeah, so those roads will still be.
Correct, that doesn't change.
Are they still construction roads? They were gonna allow construction traffic through there?
We haven't seen any plans for the church, but we would push that they would go off.
Go off Lone Star Parkway, okay.
Lone Star Parkway, excuse me.
This is just a call for the public hearing.
This is just a call for the public hearing, that is correct.
Very good.
Right. Okay.
So we need to set a public hearing?
Yes.
It's set. It's set. Notifications.
Oh, it is in the.
April 20th.
Can we do it that
It's in
soon?
there.
Notifications were already sent out,
Oh, okay,
the
perfect.
publication, so it's April 28th that it's set one.
So that's just this. What's the action? If you already sent out the notifications, then there's an assumed public hearing? Okay, so I guess I'll make the motion for the public hearing.
Already slated public hearing.
I'll make a motion for the public hearing to rezone 5.7 acres of tract 46H3 from commercial to institutional, set for April 28th at Montgomery City Hall at 6 p.m.
Motion by Mr. Olson and seconded by Ms. Fox that we call for a public hearing on a rezoning request related to 5.7 acres of a western portion of tract of the Rigsby Ben J tract 46H3 that's currently zoned to be commercial, to be rezoned I institutional on April 28th at City Hall 101 Old Plantersville Road at 6 p.m. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, absolutely.
This motion is debatable and vote. Question before you vote. Discussion. Like the one time I don't ask you.
Discussion. The one time you didn't say
I
it.
know it.
The letters have already gone out? Yes?
Yes, the letters are required before the Planning and Zoning Commission even met.
Can you verify that someone on Lawson Street got their letter? Because everybody around there got a letter, but she didn't. And this is the second time that we've sent out letters that she has not gotten her letter. She has a water bill, and that's where she gets her mail at. So
when notifications are sent out, it's based on the Montgomery County Appraisal District addresses. So if that address isn't correct in the
not water
appraisal
bills
district.
anymore? You don't use the
No, according to
way
the
that
ordinance,
it's
you
in the
use the appraisal district.
water bills? Okay.
I can verify if you mailed.
Should be, the last name should be Hatchet. Her address. But I didn't know the letters had gone out.
Yes, ma'am. They go out before the Planning and Zoning Commission.
I don't have it with me.
So you'll give that to Ms. Tilly?
Yes, I'll get it to you.
Yes, ma'am.
But, yeah, okay. It must be what she's talking about. Okay.
So somebody has to explain that to me. How can a letter for a public hearing go out before the public hearing is set and approved?
So I'm assuming that if we had said this will happen in October, that you would have to recant those letters?
So, again, the letter goes out for the Planning and Zoning Commission. A publication goes out for City Council. So, when the Planning and Zoning Commission had their meeting, we scheduled it on their agenda and we notified the neighbors that this is when it was going to be discussed at the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay.
And if P and Z already met, did I get a copy of what they had said? Yeah, no.
Well, since this is just the call for public hearing, I don't know if the whole packet has it, but the final recommendation by the Planning and Zoning Commission should be in that packet. I don't know what, because it's just the call for public hearing. It would actually go into the part of the packet that has, when you actually consider it and discuss it.
Okay.
I can get that too. All of you can get it if you want the
Did they just
final
consider
recommendation.
it last week? Planning and zoning.
Yes,
That's
last
why.
week it was
Oh, they
just.
have it in the packet.
It's not in the
Right.
packet.
The reason, yeah.
Okay.
Right, the reason that there's nothing in your packet is that the P and Z met last week, agenda items are due before then.
No problem. Okay, thank you. So do we need to vote on?
Yeah, so we discussed it before the vote. So we have a first and a second, correct? Okay. All those in favor of calling a public hearing on a rezoning request related to 5.7 acres of a western point of Rigsby Ben J, Tract 46H3, that's currently zoned to be commercial, to be rezoned I institutional, and the public hearing to be called on April 28th at 6 p.m. at 101 Old Plantersville Road, City Hall, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we will call for that public hearing for the rezoning request of the 5.7 acres of Tract 46H3 to be rezoned from B commercial to I institutional on April 28th at 6 p.m. at City Hall. Item number 18. Consideration and possible action on calling a public hearing on a rezoning request related to 1 acre of tracts 11 and 12 John Corner Survey, abstract 8 currently zoned R1 residential, to be rezoned I institutional, submitted by Cornerstone Community Church in Montgomery, development number 2510.
All right. So very similar to the last item in terms of what we're doing. This is calling the public hearing for the rezoning. So Cornerstone is expanding. They purchased the properties to the north of them. And so they're requesting to rezone those properties I institutional like the rest of the church site is. So same thing, I assume the notices went out for P&Z. They have called the public hearing, and so the public hearing would be on April 28th here at City Hall. In your packets, you'll see a copy of the rezoning request, followed by exhibits showing the existing and proposed zoning that just extends that I institutional under what is now R1 residential.
I'll make a motion to call a public hearing for the rezoning of tracts 11 and 12 of the John Corner Survey, abstract 8, for April 28th at City Hall, Montgomery, Texas, at 6 p.m.
Motion by Mr. Olson that we call for a public hearing on a rezoning request related to tracts 11 and 12 of the John Corner Survey, abstract 8, from residential to I institutional on April 28th at 6 p.m. at 101 Old Plantersville Road, Montgomery City Hall.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Donaldson. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires a majority vote. It's open for discussion.
My discussion is with the rezoning, there's drainage and all those studies going on, right?
Buffers and all of that?
Correct. So rezoning has nothing to do with their requirement for plan approval. So if they're expanding the building, they'll have to submit plans, both for building code and engineering because they're increasing the impervious area. We know that there have been complaints in the past regarding those properties to the east in Buffalo Springs water flow.
Yeah.
Very interested in how we can help mitigate some of this.
Yeah, because the work that he's already done has made a mess in those same people's backyards that were just here.
That's correct. Yes, there's been a lot of correspondence with
Okay.
All those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we'll call for the public hearing on rezoning request related to tracts 11 and 12, the John Corner Survey, abstract 8, currently rezoned zoned commercial rezoning and institutional on April 28th, 6 p.m. at City Hall at 101 Old Plantersville. Staff comments and reports, number 19. City Administrator report, Mr. Walker.
I thought I'd just give you a quick update, because this is what you're going to be seeing in the next meeting on the 28th. We've gone through the request for qualifications for all the construction managers at risk. We've gone through that, we've scored it, and we've selected 3. On Thursday, we will interview those 3. We will take all the notes and get everything together. We'll compile it for all you guys. We'll try to get that out as soon as possible after we kind of compile those things, so you'll have plenty of time before the 28th to review that. On the 28th, we'll have those 3 companies do a 10-minute presentation here in front of the council. And later that day, we can do it all timing-wise, but we'll go into executive session so we can discuss that. And then hopefully select a construction manager at that point. So that's exciting.
It is exciting.
Did you get?
12?
12? 12, I believe, was the. And also coming up, just to tell you some stuff that's coming economic development wise, I know that most of you have noticed missing trees downtown. And I get it, it looks funny. Not nice funny, but yeah, it looks different. The next EDC meeting, we're going to bring that, some of you are on the EDC, we're going to bring the entire project to you. Hopefully we can approve that project. We can go through the process, get the council approval. It will be for the full McCowan project to include those lots down there. We originally, had some issues with the project, and we did a few things and we staged it out, but money-wise, we're gonna be right back to where we were doing the entire length of McGowan. We're not gonna do parts of it. So really, we've saved money. The community center and whatever we do there, that'll be staged, a different stage. We'll tack that after we get the road done. So you guys will be seeing that and doing the readings and all that and create that project very shortly.
Awesome. Great. Good job. Is there someone you would like to introduce?
Oh, well.
Yes.
Miss Kimberly, our new Assistant Director of Economic Development. You want to say a few words, ma'am? Speech or anything?
I actually will.
That's what we want.
There you go. Good evening, Mayor and council members. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you to Brent as well. I've been in public service for about 9 years now. I've been in the city, been with a pretty large county, and I'm excited to tackle economic development for Montgomery. I believe that the city is at a really pivotal point. There's a lot of opportunity, and I am so excited to work with all of you. I'll be reaching out in the next month or so to schedule individual meetings with each of you to get a better feel for your priorities and what you would like to see for the future of the city. So,
love it. Will you be added as a departmental report?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, we'll probably do that as she gets control of the EDC meetings. I'm going to let her do that, and then she'll bring that meeting to you, just kind of like I did, but more detailed, hopefully.
Awesome. Welcome. Awesome. Anything else, Mr. Walker?
That's it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You want some bad news though before I?
Sure.
So we really thought we had 213 sold. That company pulled out today.
Good to know, because I think that there's some other interest.
There's some interest. There,
Yep.
I don't feel like it's dead, but it was a little, it was like, oh, I was that close. But yeah, there are some other companies, they showed it 2-3 times since, so I think we're gonna find a home for it, hopefully.
Good. Thanks. That's wonderful. Thank you. All right.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. You've got the report there in front of you. If you have any questions on a couple of notes, when you guys are looking at these reports, take your
real close look at the training part and see what we're doing in training, because it's not just, we're doing training. You can see the lieutenant is going to a training for attack and incident management, which gives us an advantage with everything going on in this world. And then we do leadership training. That leadership training, they're sent out to professional leadership training, and those are things that are getting people ready for the future. So it's always good to take a look at the training. Where we're doing the TCO's license training, we do alert training. It's mandatory here in Texas. We spend upwards of $3,000-4,000 sending people to alert training. All these people that we're doing alert training with here will enable us to be our own instructors and bring that training here. It won't cost us anything. So we're trying to get rid of some of those things. So a lot of times when you're looking at these reports, take a really close look at the training part and seeing what we're doing, because everything we're doing is to make us more efficient for the city here. Our Citizens Police Academy started. It's got more people in it than we've ever had. It's going really well. So we're looking forward to getting those people trained up. And that's all I have. I have 7:30 engagement, so thank you all very much.
Well, Treva, I have a question for you too.
So real quick, Chief, you've been to major emergency event?
Big one?
You've been to MEM training?
Yes, absolutely.
And has anybody else in the department besides yourself been to MEM?
The lieutenant has, and I think also our training guy has been to.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Oh yeah, I took all that stuff
Major
for
emergency
years and years and years and years. Yeah, sure.
I have a question. So our friends to the south in Harris County, I see that they were no longer, I guess the mayor said the police force would not support ICE, and therefore state is pulling funding to HPD. Are we concerned with that? Is that gonna change behavior up here? Is that gonna?
I heard that today. The other day when they were talking about doing that, I knew that was going to be a bad decision, because when you're making decisions like that, you're getting state funding. I think they lost about $110 million in state funding. The best thing to do with that, we talked about it today. It's not to try and tell an officer how to do his job when he's out. If you get something of that nature, let that be his discretion to take care of that in the manner in which he wants to take care of it. Because with the climate that's going on, when you start doing things like that, then you're putting yourself on one political side or the other. And so you should just do your job. Just do your job in the way you're supposed to do it, and we'll go from there. And now they got to figure out how to get the $110 million.
I just didn't know if we had an influx of how much people wanted to come to our PD.
It's a bad decision. I would have thought some people would have made some phone calls before that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good job. Number 21, Municipal Court Report March 2026, Ms. Duckett.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. For the court report, the citations were $169, and the revenue was $50,308.27. Does anyone have any questions for this report?
Okay, what are you doing different?
We've just been sending out the text messages and lots of phone calls, and it's income tax time, so before they shop, they can pay us.
Thank you. 22, finance.
All right, Mayor, Council. In addition to your report for February, you'll see that I gave you the report with the audit entries for year end of September 30th, 2025. If you have any questions about the reports that we provided. This is that time of year where we take the sales tax that we got in October and November and push it back, so it makes our sales tax look sad right now, but we're fine.
The ebb and flow.
What's that?
The ebb and flow.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. We get it in October, November, but it was actually sales tax receipts in August and September, so it's the last fiscal year. So it's just an adjusting entry that happens, and the same thing will happen next year. So it's just a 2 month window that shifts. So.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. McElroy, 23, Public Works Report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Be happy to answer any questions you have on the report. Then I'll go into accountability after. answer any questions.
No, I want to say thank you. I'd followed up with, there was a community meeting last night on the north side and the Cloudy Water. I understand your guys showed up and are helping with that. I don't know if it's fixed it or not, but I just know that, so thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I was shocked that it was only one house that.
Yeah, so do we know what it was?
It's probably from the break, it just had some air in the line.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay. Well then, so then flushing it will help, because that looked like
Just
milk.
pushes all the air out.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay.
But yeah, I know we got with the resident, I made sure they got with them specifically and talked to them about it, so.
Good, thank you.
You bet.
Appreciate it. Go ahead. And, and I got another thing. So two speed bumps?
Yeah, we're getting quotes on that now.
Okay, good.
Well, actually, we've got 2 good quotes on it, and a third one never replied. I did tell our superintendent today to go ahead and move forward with the lower quote that we got.
Okay, and then they also requested the speed. I don't know if Chief told you this, but the speed limit signs and the school zone signs, like those, all those signs got taken out and they need to be replaced.
Well, I did not know they took the speed limit sign.
Yes, yeah, it's supposed to translate that. Yes, the speed limit signs are gone. I don't know where they are. And then.
We will look at that tomorrow.
Yeah, so if you can find out, speed limit, school zone, and then the 2 speed bumps would be.
Yeah, we'll probably have to put new ones up, and we did ask the county about the speed hump signs, and they said they were.
Yeah, but the school signs, yeah, the school zone, I don't think those are up even. And I don't know if that's us, or if that's the school, or if that's county who does that, but.
So it is typically the school that does it.
Okay.
But, because we have never had any school zone signs on hand, but we can look at it.
Yeah,
Signage,
yeah, I just didn't know if there was a sign graveyard that they, somewhat what you have, a sign graveyard that people could go through and pull out the signs and. Okay.
Where are the speed bumps supposed to be at, Mike?
On MLK, one right past Baja.
I know, but where on MLK?
One right past Baja and then right at McGinnis.
Yep, okay. I mean, they're seeing people pop wheelies and 18-wheelers are going down that road now. So.
And a high rate of speed.
It is an Autobahn.
Motorcycle.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
That's you.
Yeah.
Speed bump might fix that for the 18.
Well, yeah, and motorcyclists going up on one wheel, I mean, because it's just straight, once you get past, like right before Baja, it's a straight shot, and they haul.
Now, here's the problem. Got a really good, nice road now, so.
Yeah.
Well, and that,
They used to not do that when it was.
right,
was
that
bad.
culvert, they said at night, and that turn, that first turn, like when you pass in the school on the right-hand side, it's typically dark, but can we get some reflectors, because the road, you'll go off the road if you don't. I drove it again last night, and I was like, okay, this is dark, so I don't know if there's a way to get reflectors on the edge of the road, or that over dark, but okay. Thank you.
You bet.
That's it.
I just wanted to ask about the work we did for waste management. You said we delivered 17 garbage and 17 recycled and removed 2 trash cans.
Yes.
For waste management. Did we do that every month?
Well, so it's kind of come full circle. When I first started here, we were delivering cans to residents. Years later, we gravitated away from it and started having waste management do it. We've had an issue come up recently and within the last year where waste management is not delivering cans on time. So it was a meeting between myself and Mary Ann to discuss how we could serve the residents better, get their cans quicker. The only thing that made sense is to have us do it because we can do it on a moment's notice. What was happening is the residents were moving in and they weren't getting their can for 2 weeks.
Right.
And the trash was just piling up. So that was the solution. It doesn't take a lot of extra time. They bring them to us and stack them up in our yard. We have a spot designated for them. And then whenever utility billing submits a work order, we generally get to it the same day and get them cans delivered. So
Good deal.
it was something that we opted to start doing again, but to alleviate those problems.
I know that, I think Ms. Fox is the broken wheel woman. If anybody has a broken wheel on their can, they call her. So, but is that something they can call you for and you can swap out the cans and then get the can over?
So maintenance is still handled by waste management.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
we are,
Well, let me tell you what.
I just thought we'd take the bad one out of commission and get the,
I got a hold of the rep first thing this morning, actually 7:30, she said it's done. I've already contacted them and told them it's not done by tomorrow, give me a call.
okay,
Yeah.
so
That was the agreement,
they
was
do that, okay.
we would deliver the cans, but any repairs were still done.
Okay.
By then. They couldn't guarantee that cans would be delivered before the weekly trash run. They could guarantee them to be delivered the day of, but it's kind of too late by then, so.
Okay.
And these are being done as of today, as of tomorrow, Wednesday for regular trash pickup.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Accountability. So we're back up. As we suspected, we were not actually missing any water. We didn't have any leaks. We didn't have any major discrepancies on any meters in the system that weren't reading. It's a combination of two things, but the biggest factor was one of the well meters was actually not reading right. So the well meter was reading more than what it should have been reading. But in this investigation, we contacted Accurate Meter to have them look at it, and they actually figured out that there was a nationwide issue with our meter software that prompted them to look at that. We were reporting 950 meters with no recent flow out of the 1,500. They weren't truly reporting no flow, but they were in that section of no flow. So it had some things messed up, but it was a nationwide issue that because of us checking into it, they found it and got it fixed now. But our accountability is already back up 10 to 11%. So yeah, we're back up. The report you're going to see from Philip is right at 90, but that was the month of February. So the month of March, we've already looked at it. The number that we're at right now is about 88%, and that's before their flushing numbers are factored in. So I think last month we were at 78 that we sent over to them. So it will be back up next month.
Those are state certified meters since that's reported to the state gallons pumped, right?
The well meters? Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, we log everything daily, everything's, and then we calibrate it twice a year. We have to calibrate it twice a year. And that was done recently, and I believe they were 99 and 101 is what it was. I can get those numbers.
So they were calibrated and they were still off when they got done calibrating?
No, the calibration wasn't off. What it was the water was flowing through the meter and then backwards through the meter. So the overall number was skewed because it wasn't calculating what was running through it backwards properly. What was going through it forward was properly, but not backwards, so the overall number going forward was being messed up. So that, putting this together, we discovered that on March the 10th, and then I've been watching accountability daily the entire month of March, and the 10th is where the accountability shot back up. So it was definitely that. So, which good news is that means we didn't lose any money. We didn't have a bunch of meters that weren't reading properly and losing money.
Liquid gold. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, number 24, utility operations report.
All right, so he covered the
I was gonna say, he just stole your thunder.
Yeah. Well, I got something else to report for you. If you look at page 2, you see that we have a rare occurrence. We have an excursion on our wastewater treatment plant, over the wastewater plant. We had an equipment failure, which caused right on sample day. And so it caused a blanket and clarifier to come up, and we had an extra higher TSS going over the weir. And so that caused us to report an excursion happened right at the end of the month. You don't have time to sample it out or do anything with it. And so I don't expect any repercussions from the state regarding this. We're reporting it to them. It was directly related to equipment failure. Everything's been fixed immediately that next week, and we are running clear right now. All the numbers are back down under 7 milligrams per liter for TSS. So that everything's back into operation. So that'll be the first question the state asks.
So TCEQ, you're gonna send us a love letter?
They might, and the only response would be, it was due to an equipment failure, and here's the records of how it was immediately corrected.
Okay.
So, like I said, it's a tiny issue, and it's just right there at the end of the month, right on sample day, it's just the worst part. So,
always.
But anyway, that is my only kind of real thing of note to report on that.
What was the issue?
It was an issue with the lift station side. So it's kind of complicated, but essentially what was happening was is that we had a lift pump pulled, and so there was running on 2 lift pumps in the lift station. And the level indicator was skewed during that time, and so the pumps were running almost continuously. And what happened is when that occurred, it started essentially sending a surge of sewer. Instead of step feeding it into the plant, it surged it for like a long period of time. It's a 30-foot deep wet well. It's got a lot of storage in it. And so as that surged it, what it does is cause the blanket and clarifier to come up on it. And it just does it really quickly, and the timing of it was just right, for example. So it was immediately corrected. We know what to look for. We know what to if we've got an issue with that level indicator.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Right, thank you.
All right, Ms. Tilley, number 25, Development Services Report.
So, we've heard 3 special use permits today. There'll be another special use permit application that's going to be charted in the same book, so be prepared for that. Still a lot of development. People asking about wanting to annex into the city, asking about the processes of annexing into the city. A lot of them are quite far away. I always ask them, take a look at this, make sure you know what you're asking for, the cost of having to make any kind of connections with the city. They, I guess, heard that our services are really good, and they want to be a part of that, so.
So when you say really far away, like where's really far away?
Spring Branch, so a lot of spring.
They want to provide services down there then.
When you start looking down to the loop that goes over to 149, it gets a little bit far. I suppose we have Briarley and the lift station there and water plant that's there, but again, they have to look at the cost of that. And of course, there's people down 149 that is also looking at.
Church of Montgomery?
Asking.
No, they don't want us to put in their own well. They wanted us to be but
people south of Church of Montgomery on 149 that are asking about it. Small developments, 5-acre developments that are asking about it. We have to get beyond the railroad tracks, underneath the railroad tracks, and I don't know, that process is pretty lengthy in order to do something like that.
Because they've got to bore and then go through the Railroad Commission and federal and all that. All those entities? Okay.
So we still get inquiries on that. We were talking about the industrial district. I've had inquiries about other industrial. Brent has had similar inquiries too. They're looking for a lot more land. So not just a suite, what they're looking for are acreage. So maybe we might have to look at some rezoning of some of our land that we still have available. A lot of it is in the floodplain, so.
Can I say with the rezoning, like you said, there's going to be another business that wants to open up there. There's how many? There's 3 buildings in this industrial? How many?
Which?
No, I'm sorry. How many?
Where
this was, yeah. Well, only reason is we're having another one, and then it's going to be another building, and another building. Is this whole thing going to be? It can be snowballing. So, is that something? I mean, to address with the owner, even if he takes not to beat a dead horse, because we talked about it earlier, but to bring like section off a part of it or something.
The reason why we're addressing it now is that this was the last building at Summit Park that is being occupied. So this is a brand new building. These are new occupants in these suites. And they had just purchased, or the property owner had just purchased that building from the larger group at Summit Park. There's probably 8 buildings at Summit Park. You have 4 directly behind the one building that we're looking at with the special use permits. There's 4 there, and then you have the storage and warehouse section of Summit Park. Those occupancies, I'll address them as changes occur, whether they expand into other suites or change of ownership, change of operation. And that's when we'll catch the other uses. The other uses that might not fit in rest of the street. But other than that, we're still going through a lot of our processes. You'll probably see some requests for updates in our ordinances.
Good.
Going through those, still doing code enforcement. There's nuisances, some of the illegal dumping. It was nice because the police department, Sergeant McCray, was able to catch a portion of Home Depot where they were fixing their parking lot and they had saw cut a bunch of their concrete pieces and threw them on Gardner Street, so the dead end of Gardner. They look like mattresses, so I didn't make anything of it, but Sergeant McCray took a look at it and that was taken care of just before they started doing a cement washout on Gardner Street. So we were able to catch that, issue the tickets, and take care of those things.
And that was Home Depot's contractors?
Yes. And I did talk to Home Depot. They were very helpful, very helpful. Planning and Zoning Commission, we had the refresher training sessions that we were going to do. We're kind of on a hiatus on that until we get the 2 new Planning and Zoning Commission members into there, and then we'll get them all caught up. But other than that, questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tilly. Mr. Rick Hanna, 26 Building Official Report for February 2026.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. Have my report. Just to summarize, Texas First Bank got the CO, they're open for business. Mavis Tire, which is directly behind CVS, has started their work. Lone Star Cowboy Church has started work on their new office building. I spoke with folks over at Tract Point. They anticipate starting their model around the end of the month. Over at Legacy Grove. We're having pool applications in Briarley, and if you'll remember, all this.
Sorry, time out. Tri-Point has a model home coming already?
Tri-Point, yes.
Yeah. We can tell us that.
But no. I went by Lone Star Parkway. They still look like they're still clearing stuff, so to have a model home ready, I was
Yeah, they've got a nice corner lot ready to go. The plan reviews have been done, and they plan to.
Just want to make sure I heard that correctly.
But anyway, my point, when developers come in, they're all saying people don't want big old yards, and they want little spaces between and so forth. Some of the pools that have been applied won't fit in the backyards, so they're having to redesign because they're going across the lot lines. So when developers come in and say that people want small lots, that's not what I'm seeing.
No, and it's not what we hear when people drive through a neighborhood like Buffalo Springs where the lots are large and there's space between the homes. The people, I get the solicitors come and go, we love the neighborhood, and it's solicitors, right? Because of the space, and you know, you're not built on top of each other. So I've always been against those small lots.
Well, and like I said, the first few folks that get in and get their pools are being in good shape because they're coming on side yards that haven't been built in yet. But once the neighborhood starts building out, we're letting them have 5 foot. They're literally building right up to the 5 foot lines on each side. So there's not going to be room to run any equipment between the houses and the pool. But anyway, that's what they tell you.
I'm thinking you're talking more about the neighborhood off of 1097. Is that the one in particular you're thinking?
I'm talking about Redbird Meadows.
Okay, all right, rather too. Okay. Yeah. Because this is their 60-foot lot or 55 being built right now, and then they're going to go to 75. Okay, so these are the smaller ones. All right, noted. Future.
What does our code say our lots should be right now? It used to be 70.
By 120. Remember, what they have a variance. Yeah, they got a variance for them.
70 by 120 is what
Yes.
the ordinance says.
70 or 75?
70 by
120 deep with 10-foot build lines.
On the sides.
Yeah.
We've been given variances where they only have 5. So that means my 5 foot strip, by the time I put an AC.
The developers griped because Conroe wanted to go from 40 to 50 foot, and they griped, so it didn't pass that.
We've held pretty strong on our 70 and make them come for a variance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Rosnowski, number 27, engineers report.
All right. Covered a lot of these items throughout the meeting and last week, so I'll still hit the highlights. Downtown improvement project has been discussed, that'll go to NEDC next week for the entirety of the county. For the Town Creek project, the wastewater treatment plant project and water plant number 4, at your next meeting, we'll have proposals to go forward with those bidding and those projects as well, along with schedules and an update kind of summary on CO funds and how they're being allocated. Bishop Pub 3 project, we did have a change order last month. It was a $0 change order, but for additional 30 days, they were still having material delivery issues. They have since got all the pieces. They're waiting on one spool piece to do the connection, so they should be wrapped up here pretty soon. Other items to hit, lift station 5, that will start in May. That project, items 3 and 4 on page 2, the BCS projects. We'll obviously go into more detail on those in the future agenda. Both of those projects are on hold, waiting on information from the developer. They changed grading plans, so it calls a redesign of the utilities along 105, and so we're waiting on them to give us the revised plan. Going over to page 3, the Simonton Lawson water line, which is in relation to the Superior Properties project we discussed. We are waiting on deposit from the developer to execute those construction contracts. Item 7, the Caroline Court sewer extension will be about 30% complete with design by the end of this month. Page 4, just miscellaneous development updates of ongoing construction and list of warranty items. Moving on to page 5, at the bottom you'll see Strech permits still waiting for July. Page 6, nothing kind of major to note. A couple things on items 7 and 8 that I will hit on. Again, we talked about this last meeting. When the Texas Water Developers scored our project information forms, out of, my number's not going to be exact, but it's like 315 applications, we were like 290, and that's not, we're on the opposite end. So we'll continue to apply for those. However, with how you sold your COs and the rates you got on those, there's not a whole lot of difference when we talk about it. So it's an easy application. You don't always have to take it if it's offered, and when you get it, we'll see what rates come in. So. And then item 8 is the transportation alternative set aside. We are working, they're changing those, they're pushing back those deadlines, but we have those project information forms ready to go, and questionnaires to apply for additional sidewalks, trails, stuff like that, to get some funding for non-street improvements. And then item 9, last page of our report, just an update on Old Pennersville MOU. We're still working through with the county on those agreements to get them back to you all for review.
You've been down that lately?
Not this week, but I did last week. It's rough.
Even the patches are giving out.
Right. Yeah, it is in desperate need.
Bad. So, yeah.
And then the timeline that the county was working on was their intent was to be complete with design next month in May, to be proceeding with bidding it out this summer and starting construction this fall. So the Briarley is pushing to have the roadway fully built and done by next May. But yeah, it's a rough shape.
And then with potential of another development coming in, who's responsible for filling on those brand new roads when there's issues? Who's responsible for filling those roads?
For new, so most developments, if they're in the city, then they'll be city streets. City would take ownership of them.
Right. But who's paying for the new, we have it in the Briarley, that they are to make Old Plantersville, put it back whole on a new road.
Correct.
My concern is, and I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but I'm beating a horse, is there's a new development coming. We thought was going away, but now it's coming. And now we've got these shiny new roads, and we've seen what trucks do. Do we have any recourse? Because that's awful experience for those residents that live in Briarley. And that was...
Right. We will have to go back. I can't remember that agreement specifically.
Well, I know it doesn't have roads in there, and that's not a good thing.
Right. If we can go and we find ways to, one, clearly they damaged it during construction, and document and try to go after them for that damage.
Can we amend it? Or I believe that developer is looking to well, that development agreement expired, so we're gonna redo that development agreement. It is my request, and y'all can, I hope you support me on this, that they do the roads and not the taxpayers.
If we're gonna do a new development, does that include the pit also?
It's probably, since it's already been approved, but it's, I just want to make sure that this is a very clean, and we were put at a disadvantage last time, and I'd like to make sure that we, if we're gonna make Briarley do it, we should make them do it.
Sure. That's all I have for you, just cash flow report, see updated, plan review trackers, development maps, project maps, etc.
I have one question. There's one thing on here I don't.
You can't find it, can you?
No, it's here. It's called Quick Shift.
Oh, that's the service station on Lone Star Parkway.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah, that was the one where they originally designed it.
With the car wash.
Came back for revisions, the car wash is not going forward, still shown on the plans, but they're not building it right now. They removed that back parking, or excuse me, the back drive-through.
Yes, thank
So
God.
the building and then the landscape now.
I just wanted to make a comment about, you said, in general ongoing activities under B, TxDOT decided to get rid of the medians. So what are they gonna do? They're just gonna leave a center lane left or right in front of the school or what?
Yeah, it's just gonna be the center lane as you see it now, but yeah, so I brought this up last night too, that we were successful with TxDOT. They're not gonna be putting medians throughout the town, they're gonna start outside of the city limits headed toward Job End, but they're gonna leave it as is.
Yeah, because their original plan was, I don't remember which one exactly, but they were blocking off at least one of the entrances to the
And
school.
there's 5 of them that are highly used, and you've got at least 12 buses at one time, and there's several bus groups that come through there.
Plus that there's some businesses like Stowe's.
Well, and the church and all of that, yeah, it didn't make sense. And they hadn't been out here in years, and they were going off in 2-year-old lanes. Are they still planning on doing the medians on 149? That's still moving forward?
I have to go back and look at that.
Okay, because we just haven't heard about it.
It's been a couple months since we've had that discussion with them.
And so again, at that community meeting last night, 149 and 1097, that is now getting that light. If you've got cars stacked up to 1097 west, which PS is a mile, just about, from 1097 east, there's gotta be some reprieve. And I know there's been no deaths, no, there's not a whole bunch of wrecks, so their data they look at is not gonna, but it's a serious issue.
And I don't remember I have to go back and find my notes, but we discussed the last time that TxDOT was here, the trying to get a maintenance project for the turn lanes at that intersection to help with some improvement.
That was brought up last night.
Yeah, and
But I need to go back and see where they were trying
I know that whole team changed. Who is that new team? And we need to see their faces.
Yeah. We'll follow up with
Jeffrey English?
Jeffrey English, thank you, and get another.
That would be
I know
awesome.
we've been meeting every 6 months, but we're coming up.
The last one I thought was canceled, wasn't it? Or with him?
No, he was here.
Was here?
Yeah, we'll confirm and we'll
Okay,
follow
that
up
would
on
be
those
great.
and then see when we can get that next one scheduled.
That would be great.
Things are.
Because that is a big issue. And so now that you have a school there, it's impeding people getting their kids to school on time, because that traffic not only is nearly a mile to 1097 west, but it's also backing up 1097 east
And it doesn't allow.
to TJ's house. Yeah, and there's no way.
Out on the road.
Yeah, beyond, so it's a serious problem.
We will follow up on those. I know they're on their list, but the timing should be determined, but we'll see what.
That'd be great. I know, but that's 20 years in textile life.
For sure.
I'm not sure you can go that fast.
50 years in our life. Okay.
So I want to make a comment about item number 6. This Kendrick Keys thing is kind of getting under my skin now, and I know I talked to you, Brent, the other day. He said he's coming next month, but now he's saying he's putting us off till November of this year. I just don't understand why we keep the months keep going back and back and back on when he's going to present.
November?
changes.
I don't know, I didn't know that.
It's right here in writing.
I need to follow up with Zach on where that November 26th date came from. To your first question, I know Brent's been trying to get Kendra Keys to come in.
I thought they were coming in
Give
this
council
month.
an update.
Yeah, he was scheduled for the 28th, got an email today saying, oh, I'm gonna be out of town. And I gave him a month's notice.
We'd like a refund then, sir.
Yeah, he's already been paid most of his money.
Yeah, we'd like a refund, sir.
Yes, most of the money. I mean,
Take the money.
Wildly disappointing.
in the short.
Do we have any recourse
Yeah, there is, in the contract, there was a.
for non-performance? I think we've hit that.
Well, yeah, we have to go to, yeah.
Yeah. Can we look into that? I mean, at this point in time, I mean, Tilly talked about new ordinances and going, like, if we're doing it on our own, what do we need them for? At this point now, I'd love to just get our money back, a portion of our money back, and
I mean, that was the conversation with him, you know, his proposal, and we're at 60% build out. Why are we changing the system? I mean, we can improve the system, yes, and we do need to improve the system.
Yes,
We need to update our ordinances.
absolutely.
Yeah, there's plenty of that needs to be done, but their proposal was to reinvent the wheel, and I don't see the
Their
purpose
proposal
of
was
that.
trash, and we all said that.
Yeah.
And it should not be, we gave them a foundation of what we have. They can take the trash that they presented, somewhere marry it in the middle.
That's what we were trying to get
And
to.
I know that, and I don't know, this was 8 months ago, a year ago?
Yeah,
I mean, this is absolutely, people get fired over these things.
it was our fault, that's what we hear.
By whom? Well, there was, right. And I do think that there was,
I mean, there was some lack of communication for a period there,
Sure.
which fine, but
That's over now, they need to be moving on.
yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, they had plenty of time to catch up.
100%.
I agree.
That, I mean, those team rosters have been changed since November of '24.
Yes.
So.
I got the email, I said some bad words earlier, so.
Okay, well, so at this point in time, Brent, because I feel like it's kind of hamstringing us. Like, we're not moving
I don't
forward, we've got
disagree.
business, we got to do stuff, right? So why don't we just see what we can do about getting money back, and then let's move forward on our own.
And I do believe in working with Zach. I mean, we've created half of what we need, you know, just together.
Bounce them out of here and get our money back. I think we've got a very good business case to get money.
We've got no product from them.
Zero.
Other than the interim stuff, and we don't really use it, so.
Well, and that's caused a problem, and it is a problem right now, the interim, and it hasn't, I brought that up multiple times, and it's just stalled again. I mean, it would have been simple just to revert back to what we had. At least we had something.
But those were temporary for 6 months, and we was gonna be all these rainbows and unicorns, and none of that has been happening. We're year 3.
Alan, what would be the chances of any money back?
We'll pull the contract and look at the provisions for cancellation.
We don't wanna pay you $100,000 and get back 5.
I mean, it might be better just to cut the, strings and move forward. But look at what the contract says.
I think maybe somebody should take a look at that anyway.
Yep. Can you kind of give us an update on that, just if we cut the cord right now? But I would like to get a refund of something. Because we got nothing from that. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to accept the departmental reports as presented.
Motion by Ms. Langley that we accept the departmental reports as presented.
A second.
Seconded by Ms. Fox. All those in favor of accepting the departmental reports as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we'll accept departmental reports as presented. Closing agenda, number 28, council inquiry.
I think y'all just did the inquiry.
Yeah, I do have a question. Grant Works, so a question about last night, Grant Works doing, so in 2019, we were able to get 5 homes done via Grant Works. I know that somewhere there's a list of people that are on a waiting list. Grant Works, the last one I understand, Mavis Langley, we're at TML.
Yeah, I talked to him not that long ago.
So they quit
On
the
a different
program, they
thing.
have put back the program. I don't know where the program is today, but with Grant Works, we do have residents that would like to move forward in that program. And if it's not that program, is there something like that program?
We can find out.
Okay.
I don't know what the.
Can you give us an update by
That's
next
not
meeting?
what we talked about when I was talking to them, and we were looking at some of the sidewalk things and some of those other, but yeah, we can look into it.
The rebuilding of the homes there are at least 3 to 5 that I know of that would be, and I know you have to have so many that could apply and be part of that program.
Yes.
So I think we have the need if we could find the right program for them. That would be great.
I do have a council report too. I spoke to Ms. Walker about this. Several people have came to me about the water rates, our new commercial water rates specifically the downtown, and it's a very, very small amount of people that are talking about this. And I'm really not sure, but I do understand that it's not necessarily, it's not that it's unfair, but it just does seem to be a little off kilter, such as the Davis Cottage, which is open basically about 6 to 8 days a week. Their minimum water bill is $126 a month.
She means a month.
6 to 8 days a week?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, right, you're right. I was like, came out of my mouth.
Tell me how that works.
Actually, probably about 15 hours a month.
Okay.
15
I don't
hours.
want your work.
So it's $126. Kelly,
Come to the club.
she better have enough lights in there for all that. But anyway, Kelly Cook, she's complaining because hers is now, $90-something. And she says she flushes the commode one time a month. I'm not there to justify whether she does or not. But anyway, is there anything that can be done? I know I've talked to you, Mr. Walker, about that, but I don't.
Yeah, we're looking at, I mean,
And
it's a small group, so you don't want to create a precedence for the entire thing.
About 5 businesses probably that would fall under that. But I
One thing that I
understand their
kind of
concerns.
came up with is potentially we could use the EDC to help those people separate of trying to rework our entire commercial.
How would that work? That EDC would give them a grant or something?
No, I have a question for Chris on this. We have no, it's based off of.
It's the base rate is all they get because they're not using any.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
the base
the
rate.
problem.
Minimum base rate?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so it's the base usage, so I don't.
The base rate went up 20 or 40 bucks, like the base rate went almost doubled.
Yeah, the base rate went up significantly for commercial.
Just for the commercial.
For commercial.
Can we not give them residential then? If she's only flushing, let's like give them residential rates because, I don't know. Well, I know, but
My thought process still.
I think this is a track we don't want to run on.
like a TERS, but
Go
not a
another
TERS.
step.
Don't want to run.
I would ask.
Correct, so a couple things that we've talked about was what Brett was talking about was regarding the grant. Second one was looking, right now, your commercial use is just based on usage, or excuse me, your commercial rates are based on usage for all meter sizes. It's more work to do it per meter size because again, these 5 or so businesses are small businesses, small meters versus your Home Depots that have a 6-inch meter. Very different between 3/4 inch or 6-inch. That obviously changes your entire structure, or like you said, reducing the minimum and just adding a tier.
Another tier.
Most, the small businesses are in this tier, and then that rate structure steps up after that.
We couldn't do it because it was 77 businesses that fall under that small. So the only way, then you just cover them all.
No, don't go by what the business is classified as. Use it as true water usage. So if you're under 500 gallons in a month, then that's your new step.
Yeah, but if your base rate doesn't change, you fix nothing for those minor losers because their meters are the same size as the other 77 businesses.
But we're calling it a commercial meter, right? And we have a base of however many gallons for our commercial rate that they can use, and then their gallons start up after that. So you have a second step, right? So at 500 gallons, if they stay below that, their rate, their base rate would only be at that 500 rate. Once they get over that, which is what a business that has more foot traffic would do, would then be in that other base rate. So it would automatically take them, it's just another step.
Well, I understand what you're saying about that, Casey, is to bring it down. Because honestly, the other issue was that they were talking about, well, what if you just cut the water off? I think you can actually do that and be a legal.
No.
You can't do that.
No.
But it was something to think about. And I know, like Stan said, we're probably going down the wrong trail, but I said I will bring it up to council because I know of at least 5 people are.
Yeah, the small handful, I think, would, you know, it's going to be better overall to kind of address that group than it is to reprice the entire thing, but we're still kind of working through it.
I don't know. I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention because honestly, until it was brought to my attention that the Davis Cottage pays that much money, I was totally astounded for how many times that was flushed.
Yeah, but I know in talks with Mary Ann that there is maybe a way we can do something with the billing, and similar to what Casey's saying, is carve out something that's another level.
But it's just something I think that all of us should be aware of.
Well, absolutely.
Some of the people do feel like.
Preferential treatment, I don't like the sound of it.
It's not,
It's
no.
not, it's a classification.
So carve out is, and that's exactly why I don't want to carve out anything, and I want to create a level. So it doesn't matter who you are, if you fall under that usage, that's your rate.
That's right.
Yeah, because I don't consider it, commercial.
Because now
Change some of the other. Just to clarify what Brent was saying to you, Casey, the 77 that he was saying, that's the number of 3/4 inch meters, not the number of small businesses.
Right.
That's the commercial 3/4 inch meters. There was 77
Which is the smallest commercial.
out of the 198 commercial meters were the 3/4.
And I understand the meter sizing, but at the end of the day, it's about usage, right? It doesn't matter if I got a 1-inch meter or a 3/4 inch meter. If I got my 3/4 inch meter running 24 hours a day, I can use just as much water as a 6-inch meter that runs once a month, right? So it should be based on our usage, and if our base usage is under a certain level, then why would they pay that high commercial level where these, like Home Depot's gonna use, they're gonna hit their base in 2 days.
Yeah.
Probably one day or something.
You know?
Yeah, it's just, well, like I said, it's something that I think we should all
I think
think
it's
about
definitely
for our
something to think
neighbors.
to. Yep, for sure.
It just makes more sense. Tier it up, and then it's more level for those competitive rates.
You know, yeah, and like the Davis Cottage, that's a 501(c), so that's too, so.
The thought process behind going with the smaller meters, though, is so you don't reduce that base rate for a large user also. You really don't want to do that.
That's why I don't want to use the meter. I can't explain this enough. It's about usage. I don't care what size the meter is.
Yeah, but
It should be based on
you still have your base rate. You're going to have to change your base rate.
And why do you have a problem with having a base and another base? It's a step.
Yeah, but how do you separate that next lower base?
By usage. Oh my God, yes.
These people don't even hit the minimal usage.
And that's why I'm saying we should have a lower minimum. So if you have a
Okay, how do you separate those people out?
by their usage, Brent, oh my God, we have a meter that
Most of them have
comes down,
zero.
right?
Zero.
What?
Zero.
Why would they pay the high usage rate?
Okay,
They wouldn't.
but how do you separate them out to identify who gets that bottom rate? You're saying give the bottom rate to everybody?
Because the minute they go over 500, they stepped up to the next base.
Okay, then you're gonna have to come back and redo the entire rate structure that we just did for all of them.
Just the one commercial rate, we just have to add the step.
Yes, but you have to do that by ordinance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why that's difficult.
It's not difficult, but it requires billing, and it's gonna hit all 77 of those. They will get charged more, but you have to be able to create that step.
Yeah, but it's just a step in your base rate. This is not difficult math. It's if you didn't go over 500 gallons, you're at a lower base.
Right.
If you go over the 500 gallons, now you're at this base, and then it picks up at this level, and then your gallons count what you hit that. This is simple stuff.
It's not that simple when you do it through the billing system.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I write you in 5 seconds on Excel, so.
Yeah, but it still has to go through Encode, and we have to separate all of these people out for, you know, and once we create this, we have to bill them properly.
It's just you apply it to all commercial, and it just has 2 steps.
All commercial, you want at the same base rate?
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm sorry I brought this up. But it was a residence, it was a business concern.
Yeah, I know what he's saying.
Obviously you don't, or you wouldn't keep talking about the same base rate.
Yes, you want to change the base rate.
I want to make a step in the base rate and just apply it to commercial. This is not difficult. So at 500, whatever gallons they decide is the low rate, call it 500. Or could say, hey, it's $50 if you use under 500 gallons. Once you go over 500 gallons, what's our rate at now when you hit your base for commercial?
275, I believe, 1,000.
And then once you go over your base, then it goes by the gallon count. Just like the bill is billed now. It's adding a level to your base, and that's it. It is as simple.
Right, but in the billing system, it's not going to know that, is what I'm saying.
How does it know how many gallons do they use now? If it doesn't
Because we charge after the gallons, the base rates are all the same.
I understand.
So now we're going to create another one.
But that base rate.
It's never going to know once you get past 1,000 if you charged them the base rate here. It's not going to know the difference. You're going to have to identify them separately.
Because it's not going to go over the 1,000. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but the base rate is just automatically billed to all of those commercial accounts. And then they pay based on the usage. So you're gonna have to find a way to take those out of what we're looking at and identify them.
I really don't see why you would need to do that. So
Maybe you should sit down in his office and y'all can go through it on the.
I mean, I can draw it up for you and I can write the formula for it. But
I understand what you're saying.
I understand exactly what you're saying, but we have to run it through Encode to make it work.
okay.
Or it won't be evenly applied across. But we'll have to come back with an ordinance and change the billing ordinance.
Come up with, but yeah, that is not a. We're counting gallons. It's not like we don't know.
We know all the gallons, but we don't have anything that automatically adjusts the base rate based on that, just for, you know, a handful of people. That's where it's going to be tricky.
It would apply across the board, so that's not a handful of people. That's why I keep saying we don't apply it to a handful of people. We apply it across the board, so it's a one-time formula that at every commercial usage, it runs to this, says, oh, they went over that. Okay, when it hits this, we're going to start counting again. Encode has to know at this point, when I use 1,000 gallons, it starts counting the rate. But until then, it doesn't. I just pay the base. Well, you just apply it twice.
Okay, so why don't y'all have a little session in the office? And that would be great. All right, item number 29, items to consider replacement on future agendas.
I'll be back.
Base rate. Well, you.
Everything?
No, ma'am.
You don't want to talk about it?
I want to adjourn.
Item 30, I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Mr. Olson, second by Ms. Fox. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The ayes have it. It's 8:06 and we will adjourn.
Get out of that, which is fine. We calculated the money if we change the base rate for that.
Oh, I know. I've already heard.
If we
I don't think you have to worry